So
we could briefly talk about that because
we're
there's
gonna
nothing
get
to
in.
talk about with that.
Damn. TNA, they've been hanging out with WWE for a little too long
That partnership is fucking them.
Well, no. That's a debatable bit. Recent pieces.
Oh, so like the Rascals are going to AEW.
They're not going. They're there.
Okay.
From a fan's point of view, I feel TNA didn't have a horrible show.
I'll let you know this right now. I'm coming in this a little biased, okay? As of Matt Hardy's comment.
Time ticks away. I think it is going to look bigger and bigger, and like we're going to be back in the game where they're going to talk about, the top three. You're going to hear more. Usually it's just like, WWE, AEW, WWE, AEW. TNA is going to be in that conversation after this year, after 6 months or so, I think.
So I sat here and said, okay, first pay-per-view of the year, you better show me. Welcome to another episode of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. It's your host who likes to post, the Mazaku.
And it's your boy, Swag Switcher in the building, and on TikTok.
And on TikTok Live. We're trying to be doing stuff live at the same time. So if you're watching us live, you get a specific angle of us. And if you're watching us on here, you get the full production.
See, now we got to get another, once we get another phone, they can be like, we're live on TikTok. And we're live over here too.
Technically, I could use my other phone, but like I need that for the notes today.
That's fair. See what I could probably do, because I got a tablet that I can bring.
The tablet actually be tough.
And so, I mean, I just don't have. I gotta get a
tripod.
I gotta get a tripod
for the tablet. Tripod,
that's the only bit.
Until we can actually get a production camera, we don't have to use our phones anymore. For the actual video.
But when you look at it, like the phone cam is clean.
It is to an extent, but like we're using the front cam. We can actually turn it to the back and not have to worry about, is it recording?
I mean that you're not wrong about that.
Yeah, otherwise I would use the back cam.
Because like over here, my front cam is actually surprisingly cleaner than I could have ever asked for.
All right, well, we talking too much on camera, guys. I know the behind the scenes logistics. We'll get to that, but what we definitely want to get into is this wacky week of wrestling. I figured it'd be best to just get all the bad shit out so we can actually enjoy ourselves and talk about stuff we really might enjoy about wrestling. Because we can speak on that passionately and have fun with that. The bad shit, let's just get the bad shit out the way.
It's funny because when you say the bad shit, like it's not even so much like it's really just bad for one group of people, and that's TNA right now.
Okay, yeah, we just saw Genesis, which
so
we could briefly talk about that because
we're gonna
get talk about with that.
Damn, but we're gonna get into it. However, there's something I want to bring up that we had the parking lot that I did do the research and studying on, and I just wanted to go ahead and shine some light on it, especially if anybody was curious about how it works and what it is. So I want to say it might have been last week when we came up and brought up the whole fact about tweeners and
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. What about that?
So the difference. There is a difference. They don't mean the same thing. They're in the same wheelhouse.
So to give them an understanding for people who's just jumping in. So the conversation last week was bringing up what is the difference between a anti-hero and a tweener, because they technically line in between the babyface and the heel. So tweener and anti-hero, please explain.
So the tweener, right? I feel so. Though they're kind of sort of like in that in-between space, a tweener kind of sort of is like a true neutral to a certain degree. And they are truly in their own wheelhouse when it comes to what they want and what they represent. And so the best example of a tweener,
Jake Lee. I mean, he's a heel, but he does what the fuck he wants. If you're saying straight down the middle, I do what I need to do for me.
And you said Jake Lee.
Yeah, the guy we saw in New Japan. Because remember, he tells his teammates, "Hey, look, I will betray you. I will do what I need to do for me."
Actually, I think that now that you kind of like put that out there, I would probably say yes, because the other person, the one that the American audience might know a little bit better, a Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash is the main example that they gave of what a tweener is. Kevin Nash is not a heel. He's not necessarily a baby face. He goes out there and he does what he wants and does what he wants to benefit himself. And that's pretty much where it lies for a tweener. Because, like, they can go out there and tag with a babyface and then turn around and dap it up with a heel type situation. As where when you go to the anti-hero kind of thing, the anti-hero,
establishment.
Yeah, the anti-hero, they are, as what most anti-heroes end up being, they are the pseudo good guy that has bad guy tendencies.
So Stone Cold is a perfect anti-hero because he was so anti-establishment, and the only reason why he was considered a good guy is because he was going against Vince, who is a worse person.
Exactly.
Now, with anybody else in certain situations, it was like, well, we just cheered Austin. Even though the person could be a babyface, it was like, but Austin would still do asshole things and be considered a face still or anti-hero.
Exactly.
But the funny thing about it is John Cena has done some really shitty things that heels would do, but he was a babyface.
Correct.
Which I don't know if he technically categorized as anti-hero.
So John Cena would not categorize as that. He is still a babyface in that particular case because it's like, because when John Cena did those heelish things back then, some of those things, that's like the good guy giving the bad guy a piece of their own medicine type situation.
But stealing a homie's girl?
That's
you forgot about that Zack Ryder shit.
No, it's not so much that I didn't forget about it. That's, for all intents and purposes, that's just really bad booking. All right, that was just some really stupid ass booking. Because when you look at what was going on at that time, John Cena was still doing babyface things. If anything, Zack Ryder's girl is the one that was a heel.
But he could have turned his shit off and been like, nah, bro, you the homie girl.
Like, that listen, that whole time was a big clusterfuck of foolishness. It ain't even, no, it's not, it is not even like, bro,
I know what you mean. I'm fucking with you.
Just to picture it real quick, all right? So, there's that whole thing going on with Zack Ryder, and who was he with?
Eva Marie.
Was it Eva?
Eva Marie, yeah.
So it's like, we got that whole situation going on, but like John Cena is also like having this feud with Kane and all this other stuff, and Kane is also beating up on Zack Ryder, and John Cena is trying to help Zack Ryder while also helping himself to Zack Ryder's girlfriend, apparently. That was a really stupid time, all right? That was one of those, when did that happen?
PG era. I don't even think that's PG.
I'm trying to think of what year that was when all that was going on.
That was like 2000. It was definitely we were out of high school. So like 2010, maybe 11 or 12.
Okay, because which was often regarded as some of the worst years of wrestling. As a matter of fact, when I was doing my little bit of research, because I did want to go into talking about, like, you know, what is considered like the worst year of wrestling. I looked to see, before I gave my personal opinions on it, I went to see like what is kind of sort of been like understood as some of the worst years.
Universally appealed.
Yeah, like what most people say, like throughout online kind of thing. And 2010, which is around that time when all that dumb shit was going on, is one of the years that is regarded as one of the worst years of wrestling.
So my high school year, bro, that's crazy. Bro.
So 2010 was a horrible year of wrestling, which I can also attest to, because during that time, at least going into 2010, I was watching a lot of TNA. But unfortunately,
we was going to them shows back then, bro. We was going to them shows.
Yeah, but towards the end of 2010, TNA started going down the shithole as well because Six Side Arena disappeared and Hulk Hogan and Bischoff took over.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were in the process of WCWing themselves for a second time. And so
Working themselves in the shoot.
oh, very much so. And I said that's not going to work for me, brother. And I turned the channel to just watch WWE because, well, that's all we got. Except for now, because right now we got WWE. I mean, Grant, we had New Japan back then,
But we didn't have sources.
but we didn't have the resources to get to it. But now we got New Japan, we got WWE, we got
Stardom,
AEW,
we got AEW,
we got TNA. Now
we haven't even touched on Lucha either, and we got we're not watching MLW, but there's just different. There's so many options of wrestling.
There is a lot of options, and I specifically am shouting out the big four as we currently have and whatnot. We are in a process of trying to branch out and get some stardom in here, mostly because this one has seemingly found it very deemable and necessary to watch.
Bro,
so.
like I just watched a house show just last night, bro. This shit's crazy. And I do have to wait for that English commentary because there's 2 promos in there, and they were very long promos. And so I'm like, I can't skip this. I gotta know what they talking about. And I might actually have to ask the homie. I might be like, yo, can you watch this real quick and just break down what they were saying? I might actually have to do that. I might have to record and send it to him. But anyway, so going on again to the wacky week of wrestling. We talked about TNA and what they were doing, but there was something else that you wanted to bring up too. You brought up the tweener, and between the two, the anti-hero and the tweener, was there anything else that you wanted to bring up?
Well, that was just the main thing that we parking lotted.
Oh, okay.
Previously,
okay.
That was like, let me look into that, and I'm gonna come back to y'all. So, just wanted to go ahead and throw that information out there.
So let's go ahead and take a dump on Genesis real quick. All right,
damn, that's
bro. I'm taking a dump on this bitch. I'm making it short and sweet. What's that car look like?
So, when it comes to Genesis, but before he takes this metaphorical dump,
I'm about to take a dump on this shit.
Here's my whole bit when it comes to just TNA, because this week was supposed to
save it as much as you need to. Save it. Go ahead, save it.
Well,
put bacon on that bitch because I'm about to make it a shit sandwich. Put that bacon on it.
That's the problem. There's really nothing that I can save. It's one of those deals where, like, as a fan, because whenever I watch wrestling, I watch it as a fan first, and then I go back and I critique it as a pseudo analyst, if I may say. Okay, so going into this week, all right, TNA has been being hyped up while at the same time getting the rug taken out from underneath them. Okay, as it was noted, Doyle, Jake Doyle and Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Doyle has been taken over to the AEW team. Okay, and funny enough, they're making Doyle. They're actually doing what I did not expect, and they're actually like, "Hey, we're gonna bring Doyle and we're gonna push him immediately."
I mean, because look at him; he looks like Wardlow, body wise, but Wardlow actually didn't have abs and shit like that. But Jay does.
But I mean, but Doyle is a big, strong, beefy man,
which he could be Wardlow, better version of Wardlow.
He could have been the new face of TNA being on the TV, but he went to the money. Obviously,
everybody's going.
He went to the money, but he's not the only one who's gone to the money. When you look at TNA, has been on this crash course of trying to get that TV deal, and they finally nailed it. In the time, their stars that they had that were kind of big and kind of sort of made TNA look good, they've all been yanked one by 4, and then by 2.
Literally, we can go down the list. Joe Hendry, NXT, okay?
Oh, I'm not even talking about those folk. I'm just talking about the most recent pieces.
Oh, so like the Rascals are going to AEW.
They're not going. They're there.
Okay. And then the Inspiration are literally, they just literally entered their contract, are aiming to go back to WWE.
You sure it's WWE they trying to go to?
They going to AEW?
I mean, I haven't heard where they're going. I
heard the words they're aiming to go to WWE.
Fair enough. So the TNA has been
also, they're going to lose Leon Slater at some point to WWE. But continue.
Their TNA leading into their debut show have been being literally stripped and butt ass naked.
They got handled. Okay.
I mean, and it's like, even in this process, because as he brought up Joe Hendry, goddamn, for all intents and purposes, Leon Slater,
Joe something.
They have
Josh Alexander.
What's her name?
You talking about going to AEW or WWE?
Well,
Jordan Grace already also left too. Because she was
Grace.
A TNA person.
But as well as things like these people who they've lost these people on their way to a TV deal.
Yes.
Like Jordan Grace was the first one. And then they lost. It was crazy because the people who are helping them to this TV deal was the ones who first started cherry picking from out of their roster. Yep. Now, the nice thing that they've done is they're like, hey, I know that we've taken these people and put them on our payroll, but you can borrow them. But then they're like, but since we're letting you borrow them, give us that boy right there, that real good one with the belt.
That Leon Slater, give us him.
So it's like, so in between that and then the fact that, unfortunately, TNA, they don't got the money. They don't got the money to combat AEW. If Tony Khan goes to TNA and they're all like, hey, I got this big wad of cash here for y'all to come through and be on my show. Who's trying to come through? And then the TNA stars look at TNA like, can y'all match that?
Except the Hardy Boys, apparently.
But see, when it comes, because the Hardy Boys have already been there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Hardys have already, because it's one of those deals where the Hardys, okay, they are at a point in their career where it doesn't matter about the money, Spider-Man. They don't have to worry about the money. The money does not matter to them.
I don't know, because in AEW, they weren't doing anything.
True. Yes, they weren't.
Sorry, I take that back, actually. They were going to win the tag titles. Jeff was just fucking up.
But here's the thing, though.
Now he's a lot better. I think he would do better over there.
But here's the thing, though. And of course, I could be wrong. I could be blowing smoke out my ass. But with where I'm looking at right now, because once again, they've been to AEW. They got paid the AEW money kind of thing. But they're on TNA right now. Now, the Hardys are in a wonderful position, I would like to think and believe, where, unlike some wrestlers we've talked about in the past, they don't have to think wallet first and then legacy. They're at a point in their career where it does not, the money is nice, but I don't think they care about the money. At this point, they care about their legacy in the craft and what they can do for the business type situation.
Yeah.
As where someone like a Jake something, Mr. Doyle himself,
I'm gonna do a Doyle counter at the end of this or some shit. I don't know.
He does not have that luxury of a namesake because his something, while it was in TNA, was kind of sort of amounting to nothing because TNA didn't pull the trigger on him. So now that he has become a Doyle, there's a lot of money that has to been thrown at him to be Jake Doyle, come over to TNA and join the Don Callis family. And I'm talking about a family that is 16, 17 to 20 people deep, okay? And he is behind people like Okada,
Takeshita. We
Takeshita,
got
Andrade,
We have Josh
Fletcher.
Fletcher.
And that's and
We
listen,
got Murder Hawk. You know,
and Josh Alexander and Murder Hawk come underneath those first 4 people that we said.
yeah.
Out of 16 plus people.
They also do got that one luchador that's supposed to be a copy of Hologram.
El Khan. Once again. And that's coming after those first 4 people who we said, who are main event names that we dropped. Yeah. So to go from a singles competitor in TNA on his way to being a champion, to go to a group filled with guys who have much higher namesake than you do, like, that would be like lonely old me going to, as we compare it to the NWO. When you look back at the people who are in the NWO, what I look like trying to outshine
a Hulk Hogan,
a Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Randy Savage. I'm in the biggity back of the line.
Yup.
However, interestingly enough, they kind of trying to prove me a little wrong here because they pushed Doyle and Davis to being #1 contenders to face FTR.
They're not going to win it, though.
Oh, I mean...
Nah, it's FTR. They're going to hold that belt for a little bit.
I mean, honestly, I don't see them winning it. But if they do, because at that point, in my mind here, only because we've seen WWE do this, because it's only because AEW has the money to bully TNA like this. It's that whole precedent of like, hey, TNA wrestlers, look what we did to Doyle. Look at that belt he wearing, and he just showed up. That could be you. Could be you.
Oh my God.
Could be you. Because on the flip side, and they only learned this from WWE because look at I can just pick from
Javon. No.
Saints. Look at Saints.
Oh yeah.
He's held gold. They got him looking like a star over there. Or Ethan Page. Ethan Page is a hell of a two belts right now. He is a
draw.
He is traveling. He is making money. He is draw. Or the poster child herself.
Right, man.
No, but that is a good one. I'm talking about Jade Cargill.
Oh, yeah.
Jade Cargill. She was the originator. She was the original.
But it took her like a year and some change though.
But even though it may have taken a year and some change for her to get a belt, look at how they brought her in, bro.
Oh, that part.
Look at the red carpet. Yeah, the red carpet arrival. She didn't even have a match, and they would just bring her out glistening in the silver crazy suit outfit thing that she was wearing.
I can hear Curtis right
white
now.
Hair, like they're just like this girl right here is it. Fresh from AEW.
I can hear Mr. McKinnon right now.
So now AEW is in a position where they could do the same thing to TNA talents. TNA is getting pimped out and cooked right now, bro. And it's horrible. When you look at their debut show, okay, what is happening?
We haven't even talked about Genesis yet, y'all.
Oh, this is leading into Genesis. Because all of this is a necessary preface. Leading into their show, Doyle is gone. Their Rascals are gone. Who were originally booked
with Leon Slater.
With Leon Slater on that show. Yoink. Taken.
Visa? No.
Now, there is this whole Visa issue, which I press X for doubt.
That's a deep cut for those who don't get it. That's a deep cut.
Press X for doubt, but at the same time, there's a part of me that feels like there has to be some kind of validity because Luna Dana Luna was not there. And she was supposed to have a whole contract signing because she's literally supposed to be fighting for the title.
Oh, yeah, she couldn't make it. Yeah.
Apparently she couldn't make it. But, like, the whole Leon Slater thing, which, once again, to me, it's a very cuck move from in my eyes. Because, yeah, Leon Slater couldn't show up to the debut show, but he's over there
on SmackDown
fighting, who is it? For the United States title.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yes. Having what apparently was a banger of a match.
It was.
But like,
definitely should have watched that.
But I mean, granted, maybe he can grab some of those people while he's there because he is the X Division champion. But like, all of this going on, and then on their show, the Inspiration, aka the Iconics, lose the belts
because they're leaving.
Because they're dipping out. So literally live on TV, you have your talent packing their bags and leaving. And I'm just
like, that is actually crazy though when you think about it. That is crazy.
Yes. And you know what makes it crazy, because especially if they do go to AEW, it's even funnier because WWE is actively doing that to AEW right now with Powerhouse Hobbs. Which, by the way, Powerhouse Hobbs did take the pin to lose those titles.
Oh, yeah, you saw that. Yeah, I told you.
So, but like, I won't even say originally. I still think with all of this foolishness, from a fan's point of view, I feel TNA didn't have a horrible show. I thought it was good for what it was, but it definitely was not
2-hour show, only 30 minutes of wrestling.
It was not second best company in the U.S. worthy of a show.
The Hardys weren't even on there, were they?
They were.
Were they in the match?
They were the first match.
Oh,
they
yeah,
fought
right.
Order 4.
Yeah, you're right.
Kind of thing. Right. And they set up their whole tag team match against the Righteous. And stuff
which that was a weird match. We didn't get that.
And so, but it's just one of those things. Like, I would say the two things that I felt that hurt TNA that night, excluding the whole visa issue, was the fact that TNA, they've kind of sort of been doing, they've been hanging out with WWE for a little too long. Because
that partnership is fucking them.
Well, no. That's a debatable bit, which we could talk about if you like. But I'm saying they're picking up bad habits that WWE has picked up, aka the whole Celebrity Row situation that they had going on. I'm just like,
we don't give a fuck about who these celebrities are. We don't care if you watch wrestling.
We don't need the celebrity thing. Now, Grant, they did try to spin it with the whole Nemeth's brother going out there kind of deal, but it's like one of those things. I'm like, leave the celebrities in the crowd. All right, TNA needs to focus on what their strength is and has always been, and that is the wrestling and their stories. Because TNA, outside of everything, they know how to give story. Whether if the story is good or bad is one thing, but they know how to story. And they obviously always have known how to wrestle. Or at least I thought, because that second piece to me that I was like, come on, was when going into the Santana match that they had that night. And they're over here picking up bad habits from AEW, which thank God AEW has kind of sort of been breaking themselves of this bad habit of these overbooked false finishes.
Oh yeah.
You know, dropping people on their heads and and we continue to all right. Like, out of those particular critiques, I was not superbly upset with the show, because if someone was just watching it, not knowing anything prior, they did a decent job of trying to introduce themselves with some of like their little cuts, like their backstage cut scenes that they did, talking about the belts and the history of it and the lineage. I thought those were great.
I find it funny that you say that because that nigga came from AEW. But the funny part about it is Mike Santana originally started in TNA, went to AEW, hung out with them, got those bad habits, took them back to TNA, and started doing that shit. So
It's there.
yeah.
And so then there's Genesis.
Oh, let me go ahead and get this toilet paper. We're gonna get ready to shit on this motherfucker.
By the time we get to Genesis here, I feel that TNA has been, I feel like with all the stuff that's happened this week and continuing to happen, TNA has been stripped of their dignity, and they don't have anything left anymore. They've been like, it's like they've been like slut shamed or something. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
stripped
just
of their dignity is crazy,
bro.
But, I mean, looking at the card, whenever they presented the card for Genesis, I was like, there is not one match I give a fuck about. I give no fucks about any of these matches
because they've been stripped of everything that they could have put into this pay-per-view.
Yes. So it was just like
they
fuck it. Simulation.
They just said, we gotta use what we got, because if there these visa issues that are apparently going on,
it's not even that. There's nothing in their roster that makes you say this is must-see TV. There's no story in their roster that's must-see TV. Now, I will say Santino's daughter, she is cutting some good promos, because I saw that on Genesis. I was like, damn, I ain't know Santino's daughter's a good promo.
We appreciate those likes, Lele.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't know he was a good promo.
Out here running up the likes. Don't hurt your fingers now. With all these likes you throwing in there. But yeah, no. I will say the whole thing. Listen, she's on her early Stephanie McMahon women's title
yeah, but she cutting
thing
good
right
promos
now.
though.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
When she got it.
Bro, when
Armageddon 2000, Stephanie, yes.
No, absolutely. Like, cause there was a promo that she did a couple of weeks ago, like after she betrayed her father.
Yeah.
Fam, when she came out there, fam, that was so Stephanie McMahon coded. It was like, I mean, almost to a T.
Vince said, I want you to get real with that shit.
Like,
make me money, as he said to Paul Heyman.
Listen, she came out there and cut the meanest promo on Santino on some daddy's little girl shit. Now I'm this princess type. Fam, she did her thing. Yep. And it's one of those things where, like, prior to this, I don't give a fuck about no Stacks Lorenzo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about those. No. Even when he had the whole family gimmick thing going on, and then they broke up, and they're doing all this other stuff. Like, I didn't care about Stacks, but she's making me care about Stacks.
Yes, because he kind of looks like he kind of wants to look like Ricky Saints.
Kind of
like a knockoff Ricky Saints. Even though Ricky Saints is a knockoff Rock, so it's like a great value.
I don't think you can go any more greater value. I mean, unless you just
Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly. What the? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know.
I was going to easily just say, you have your great value, and then you just have your dollar store brand. Like,
okay, so Dollar General.
There you go. But
got it.
Piggly Wiggly, gee,
that's hood shit. That was hood shit, right?
You gotta be. Well, see that's like up north hood shit. There ain't no Piggly Wigglies in the Florida.
I'm from North Carolina.
That's why.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, I know that you're from North Carolina, but that's.
You know what? Albertsons.
Whoa! We're not gonna disrespect Albertsons now. All right, we're not gonna disrespect Albertsons. Listen, I am an Albertsons stan.
Nah, same. I was just fucking
And-
with you.
And unfortunately,
I missed that
Publix.
goddamn chicken. Listen,
Publix ran Albertsons out of Florida. That's the problem.
That's facts.
Because apparently there are actually Albertsons like on the Albertsons.
north.
Listen, either up north. I was told on the West Coast actually. Like Albertsons ran all the way to the West Coast, just like Eckert's drugstore. Like apparently, last I checked, ran all the way to the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Type thing. But
One. Hey, you made it this far in the video yet, but you haven't subscribed, man. Definitely hit that like button or subscribe if you want to get some of the latest content of us just talking about wrestling.
yes, as well as leave a comment because we always reply back.
Yes.
Hit us up on the IG. Hit us up on the X. Everywhere we're there.
Honestly, I mean, what better podcast of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast where you're getting two guys who are actually watching all forms of wrestling currently. WWE, NXT, AEW, TNA, and even Japanese wrestling with New Japan and Stardom. We're watching it all, guys. And Lucha. We're watching AAA too. Where else are you going to get it but here?
AKA, you need to follow us, lock in on what we got going on, and we promise we'll keep you entertained.
Absolutely. So remember, the ring is sacred. The questions are always real, but the destruction, guaranteed.
But
Back
yeah,
on topic, man. Yeah.
going into this pay-per-view. So I don't quite remember.
First match?
So if I'm not mistaken, the first match was Elias going up against Ali.
Which, by the way, Elias, bro, I need your workout plan, bro, because you are Elijah. You are jacked. No
Listen,
pause. Okay.
I mean,
that man's ripped.
he stays in Winter Park somewhere.
I need to work.
I
out
seen
with
him
that
at my
nigga.
job.
I need to work out with that nigga, bro. That boy.
Yeah, no.
I know I'm gonna get praise moments too. I'm gonna get praise breaks, but shit, if I'm gonna look like him,
Listen, God bless, right?
shit. But nah, okay, this match.
So,
Yeah, you go ahead, sprinkle whatever sprinkles you can do on it, but I'm about to shit on it.
you didn't like this match?
It was actually. It was okay, I think I'm gonna let you know this right now. I'm coming in this a little biased. Okay, I'm a little biased because as of Matt Hardy's comment, I'm supposed to be watching the second best promotion. So I sat here and said, okay, first pay-per-view of the year, you better show me. And I had haterade glasses on, and I was just waiting on that moment to be like, you know what? I'll take these off now. I'll admit, I was a little biased.
Yeah, high key. I actually, I'd pay to see you sitting there watching this pay per view with Jamie Hayter's glasses on.
I wasn't thinking of Jamie Hayter, but I said just hate. Oh, got it. Let me go look at her glasses. I'm gonna see what they look like, and maybe I might actually be able to do that.
So
it wasn't a bad match actually. It was pretty decent.
the match was fine. I personally think the match was fine.
Yeah.
But it was not. I think it was fine for what it was, but like
I can wear these.
I wasn't too big on like what's going on with their feud. And I kind of feel bad for Elijah because like he was on this upcoming rise of becoming possibly their champion.
Yeah.
And then he like ripped his bicep type situation.
They don't pull the trigger on people, man.
Which is unfortunate. But I feel the only reason why they didn't pull the trigger on him is because
The biceps are true.
they were, well, not just that, but there's also the fact that like during this time they was deep in the NXT situation.
Oh, the Trick and A? Yeah.
Yes, Trick and A was running wild.
Trick and A was running wild. And I miss it.
And so
Oh, so you ain't got nothing to say about the match at all. Just it was a match.
yes, it was
Okay.
indeed a match.
It was. I will agree. It was indeed a match.
Ali doesn't have bad matches.
Because he's Ali. But I will say the finish, I guess, makes sense. You know, using the guitar, getting the pin. It was just. It's one of them situations of like, okay, Elias is going against technically 5 different niggas.
Yes.
What do you expect? Like him to get the dub? Like if he does, he got to do it like with some help from people, get rid of the Order 4, which the Order 4 were pushed away from the building, or was it just secret agent? I couldn't remember what it.
No, the whole squad got pushed away. So
Okay.
Agent Zero,
Agent Zero.
the
yeah.
only one that was left in the ring was the girl.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, cracked him in the back with the guitar and all this other stuff. Oh no.
We gotta see if we're still alive.
I am try again. I am not a robot.
Oh, try
But
again.
I did it. What the fuck you talking? Bitch.
Okay. But yes, Zero was. I thought Zero was the only one at one point, but it was technically other people.
No, the whole squad was out there. It's just that Zero's the one who first got in trouble.
Yeah.
And then, like, the other two members were all like, oh, we didn't do anything. The ref was like, you know what? All y'all could go. And so it was like, numbers game, of course. Ali wins. He's the bad guy.
Yeah, moving on.
But
it wasn't that bad of a match. There was that spot where he did that, like, he like, horse kicked homie off of him. Like, Elijah.
Yes.
And I was like, damn.
Yeah,
that looked legit.
Bro,
I actually thought he was a horse.
That was tough.
I thought he was a horse.
that was a hard hit right there.
Yeah.
Bro.
But continuing on.
But
second match was what was the second match?
So I do believe the second match and this is the part that had me like, and why I'm like, man, TNA, y'all gotta get your shit together, because AJ Francis and Rick Swann, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of was match of the night for me.
So it was a good match, but here's the problem though. When you go back and you think about their debut show, knowing that they have this pay-per-view.
They never did anything to promote the match.
There was nothing to promote it. Yeah, AJ Francis was out there in the crowd, but okay, whatever. And then it's like, they have this match. They didn't do no kind of promotion for this match. Instead of pandering to these celebrities and the YouTubers and social media people, as a lot of people was joking about how, like, when they're showing off these people, you look behind them and there's like a bunch of empty seats. And so it's like, damn, y'all exposing yourselves right now.
It was like,
at least AEW has at least enough
common sense to not show you that side.
Like, goddamn. So it's like there was no promotion for this match, and this was one of the better matches that they had.
I literally would say match
especially for the feud that this was.
And here's the issue too with AJ Francis. I've always just said he's not a great wrestler to me, but it took me this match to say, you know what, I could understand him as a wrestler, what value he brings to a match. He's like a Kevin Nash. You know what I'm saying? He's a big guy. He's not agile, but he can make a smaller wrestler look good because he can keep up with you. So I will admit, his finisher, the down payment choke slam, that is a dope ass name. I'm sorry. I did not know that was the name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, he actually does hit it clean. It is a clean choke slam to make me say, that's a finisher.
I feel the issue that AJ Francis has had is just the fact that they have not been putting him in the right kind of matches or just booking him correctly.
Well, yeah, I mean, he did have the Leon Slater match last pay-per-view, and that was a good match too.
Yes, and that's the thing, because like it's just it's either the fact that they're making him wrestle in a way that does not fit him, or they've been putting him in the ring with people that don't mesh with him.
I feel like he needs to stay going against X Division guys. Because him going against like a Moose or something like that, two big guys, he needs to be the Goliath in every fight.
Yeah.
Because they make him shine.
Because, I would agree with that bit. But it's one of those things, like, the whole, like, collapse of this group that he's kind of sort of had. First class. Like, I feel as if that among the other things that they decide to push instead, like, I feel this should have been pushed. This should have been put on a front and center type situation so that it could live up to what the match ended up being. Because, Rick Swann is a ex-heavyweight champion of TNA.
2-time, by the way.
So it's like,
They said that a lot during that show, by the way. Like, previous heavyweight champion, like Eddie Edwards, yeah. This person, yeah. So why are they not doing anything?
And
But we'll get to that. I just had to put that out there because you mentioned it, and I'm like, okay, Rich Swann, Eddie Edwards, Moose, all these are technically main event people,
yes,
not doing shit. But go on.
And so where this match, it was great, and I absolutely enjoyed it. It's just that they did not push it like they needed to, because this match pushes story. Okay, story was what could have easily been pushed for this, just like how with the Ali and what's his name Elijah.
They only showed the they didn't do a package, like whatever, like everybody else did.
But it's like, but there is a story that can be pushed with this match that can carry over to the next episode of TNA type situation. So like after this match has happened with AJ Francis and them, now I want to see where this is going to lead on TNA type thing. But then, and I might be skipping around only because I really want to go ahead and get into this, because then we have the thing that they did decide to push real heavily on TNA, and it's like, but why? And I don't want to sound like a jerk when I say this, but
you talking about that Last Dance?
But it's like, TNA, we need you guys to get over, okay? We need TNA to at least attempt.
What I think they said was, hey, John Cena had a retirement match, and fans love going all out for retirements because it's, hey, this is a wrestler you may like, da-da-da-da. And they said, man, let's see if we can bank on that with JDC. But here's the thing you forget. JDC ain't really that big of a name. He's a great wrestler. Dirty Dango, I like that name better than JDC. I don't know why he got rid of Dirty Dango. Dirty Dango is cool. But like, what have you done? What is your accolades outside of the WrestleMania match with Jericho? That's the only one, and that's the one they kept talking about during the match.
Which is like, okay. Because you saying that because he's been in TNA for a while now.
I didn't know that before, yo. That was crazy. Seeing those videos of him, I did not know that.
But it's one of those things, I'm like, in his time in TNA, like, what belts did he win?
None to my knowledge.
If he did win, they didn't talk about it.
Nope.
Kind of thing.
He never won a heavyweight title. I don't see an X Division title. Nothing.
And so it's just one of those deals where it's like, it's one of those things. They were trying to make us care so much about this match when, respectfully, there really wasn't a whole lot to really want to care about. There is so many more things, so many more talents that y'all could have been trying to spotlight right now. And I'm like, I mean, sure, I understand this is his last match, he's retiring and all this other stuff. But it's one of those things like, there's a time and a place in my mind.
Here's the thing about the match. There was nothing on the line that made us care. He was going against his fucking friend, for Christ's sakes. Like, okay, so it's not going to be that crazy of a match. There's no, oh man, this person's going to destroy them. Like, okay, at least with John Cena and Gunther, you have the intimidation of Gunther, like, oh shit, he could really fuck John Cena up, even though the match was not that great. But there's that intimidation factor of like, I don't know what's gonna happen here.
And there's a lot more of there's more of a like with the John Cena one, match be damned. Gunther wins, and now Gunther has gone on and continued talking shit about John Cena.
Where's the build after that?
There is, though that's not been fucking great at all. Like that's actually kind of
the Gunther stuff.
The Gunther stuff has been kind of shit.
I mean, because all they just use it as like he just keeps doing that. He's not doing anything elevated. Yeah.
Though the Gunther stuff has been kind of shit, but that's on booking.
Yeah, that's booking.
But there was something that they could have done with it.
Yes.
And so with this match, outside of it just being a match, that's actually all it was.
It really was.
It was just a match.
Because there was a point where like JDC, he's actually beating Eddie Edwards' ass. Like, he's beating his ass. And then suddenly, we get one Boston Knee Party. And then suddenly, the whole shit flips. He hits another move. He hits another Boston Knee Party. He hits another Boston Knee Party. And then he hits one more. Which, by the way, if you got to hit your finisher 4 fucking times on somebody, you might need a new finisher. Okay?
Yeah, and that's where we get into that. All right, you guys overbooked this. You guys went a little too above and beyond, and now you've kind of you shat yourselves a little bit with this.
He didn't even leave his boots in the ring.
And so, I mean, details when it comes to that. But my whole bit is more so the fact, like, I feel there is plenty of other things they could have had here. And once again, it's nothing against him retiring, but I just feel as if it's just the fact, like,
there was no stakes.
For what TNA needs to be doing right now, low key, this could have waited.
Okay, I can see what you mean.
Like I don't want to take away from his retirement and, you know, what he's done in his career, because freaking, like,
you gave your body and soul to the ring, so we definitely do appreciate you.
And it's not like people don't like him, because, like, freaking
Breezango?
Listen, Johnny Curtis was one of Cecil's biggest, like, he fucking loved Johnny Curtis.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he was big on JDC.
Oh.
For whatever fucking reason.
When he was in TNA?
Just period.
Oh.
Because he also followed him before he went to WWE. I think he liked him before he went to WWE. He was okay with him when he was doing the Fandango stuff and everything. But I think he did also like him when he went to TNA for a bit. Because he did watch a lot of TNA and followed his come-up type situation.
Yeah.
Even though his come-up did not do much, but at least give him a little bit more validity. But there's a reason why he was only in TNA.
Man, could you just imagine him being with us doing this shit, dude? God damn.
Oh, he would have been down for this.
Oh, my God.
But
God damn.
But going back to it, it's like, I feel if they needed to wait. Because as someone, if you were somebody who had just, like, was clicking through the channels, right? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, some new wrestling on A&E. Well, let me sit here and watch it. Why should I care about Johnny Curtis? All right, so he's retiring. All right, cool. Can we? Because you know what they could have done, as instead of filling this with his retirement, freaking oh man, what's his name? Because he had this whole thing that he's been doing. And it's funny because in TNA on the actual show, he was in the crowd, like, just randomly sitting in a chair. Goddamn, oh my God, what's his name?
Genesis?
No. Oh, well, he was on the actual on Impact. They showed him in the crowd, and he was just, like, sitting in a chair. Freaking his name is he was the leader of Insanity. Goddamn it,
Eric Young.
There you go.
Oh.
Like that. Eric Young going into this,
that would have been a way better opponent.
Listen, well, not even fighting that. Eric Young going into this had, like, this whole little cult thing that he was trying to start.
Yeah.
You know, like, he was like when they had their shows at the center in Orlando. Like, he's outside, he's passing out these papers, trying to get followers for whatever it was, kind of thing. And it's like, and that's just kind of sort of like to the wayside. And it's like, what happened to the build on that? Like,
see what you mean.
We could have built something towards that. We could have actually had him doing something on Impact.
I see what you mean.
To, further that, as opposed to just sort of like, oh, hey, he's sitting over there. You know what I'm saying? It's like TNA. And I think, which was another thing that bothered me, because as we're going to go into another one of the matches, the other piece that I was like, man, TNA, I really wish you would have utilized your TNA roster for this and Genesis. Because we want to spotlight and we want to see what TNA has. When you look at the TNA Impact show, we barely saw any of their roster that we know we have. They had that whole thing talking about the Knockouts division, but we only saw
the old Knockouts.
And then when we saw what knockouts we had, the only knockouts that they really showed was Xia Li and her friend.
Yep.
And then there was that questionable stuff with Ash by Elegance.
Yep.
And whatnot, and then winning the belt. But it's
glad
like
she didn't start doing commentary. Oh my god.
But it's like when you look at all of that, and then it's like visa issues. The women's championship belt couldn't be defended against the person who earned their title match. So instead, they bring in NXT talent.
Which, by the way, when they showed her the accolades of each wrestler, they showed that Xia had only her only accolades. She has made attempts at multiple titles from TNA, WWE, and NXT. Right? Here's the thing. I've come to the conclusion if you have a wasteland-like character gimmick in WWE, they will just never push you, bro. Because literally her gimmick gives Road Warrior vibes and almost the Deception.
Yeah.
The Ascension, excuse me. And she's always the bridesmaid, never the fucking bride. Bro, every title match she's had, she takes the L.
Yes.
Everyone. So I was like, oh, you put her in this match? She's not fucking winning this title, because why would an NXT person win a title match on the first Genesis and the showing of TNA? I'm just thinking as a booker, right? So again, also as a booker, why would I make a TNA talent do this shit? Like,
bro, they have
even Blackheart could have did this.
They have plenty of bad bitches in the back in TNA. They got mad knockouts. At least last I checked, because I know AEW's been buying them up. So, like, so it's like we did not need to have a NXT person for this bit. And I mean, considering all that piece, you know, the one NXT person that they probably should have there wasn't even on the card tonight.
You talking about? Oh, Toruka?
No. I'm sorry. I meant the one TNA. Well, no. The one NXT person because he's got the title. Goddamn, Stacks. He's got a TNA belt. He is effectively their TNA mid-card champion.
You right.
All right. And all he had a little promo, but like he didn't fight. He didn't do anything.
Damn.
And considering the fact that because of the fact like that women's match. Now, don't get me wrong, the Zarya women's match was nice. It was fun.
It was second best. It was definitely second best. They were
match.
Brawling.
Very much.
They were brawling. Which again, with the comments that we're making, by the way, this is not to shame the match. It was just like, bro, the booking of like Xia, like, she's a great wrestler. She looks like a great fucking talent. It's just they're always making her the bridesmaid, and I'm so mad. I'm frustrated for you, sweetie. I'm frustrated for you, okay? Because you should be dominating, okay? Your fucking Titantron shows you slamming bitches through concrete. How am I supposed to take you seriously if you can't be slamming bitches and winning? So it's like, your Titantron is killing you, because visually as a person, if I'm going to an NXT show or I'm going to a TNA taping or this for the first time, your Titantron is supposed to help explain who you are to the other people who don't know who you are. So when I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh shit, she about to fuck her up then. That's what that Titantron shows me. But then you lose every time. So it makes it difficult to get hype for you in the match.
Because she's portrayed as a big-ass loser. Respectfully.
Oh, shit.
Respectfully.
Shit.
Bro.
I didn't say that, but shit.
What it is.
Shit.
I'm not even going to do that because I don't want to embarrass her right now, but if you pull up the win-loss record, she is easily losing more than she's winning anything right now.
Shit.
Like losing and taking pins. Like
Shit. Well, I mean, it was the second best match of the night, but god damn it, TNA, bro. What the fuck? So the next one, this one, if it's what I think it is, this one pissed me off. Is it a Nick Nemeth one?
So I believe that would be. I think I'm
No,
a little out of order.
Definitely that match. No, it's definitely that match.
But
I remember that because the next one is the triple threat, and then it's the the next one is the Hardys.
It's the Hardys,
and then
the
yeah.
And then
so let's have a conversation with this Nick Nemeth versus I think her name is Maria. Is it what's it again?
It's Sade Maria.
Sade.
Sade.
She bad as fuck.
Listen, she's the her Lash Legends old tag team partner.
Bad as fuck.
Jakara Jackson, as we used to like to call her.
Fuck.
Like
I'm looking at this, I'm like, is this a black leader? Cause like she came out.
That's a lot of respect you trying to put,
bro. But the way she came outside, bro, like she came outside looking like leader, bro. Team Extreme.
Like
you can't tell me she look like that.
I mean, she kind of had it. She did kind of have that aesthetic going on, even though that's not her fight.
That's not her. Yeah, no. But didn't she do some stuff with the Hardys though?
No, not.
Who was the girl that's been helping out the Hardys?
I mean, not Mariah, not Sade.
Okay.
I don't know what girl you talking about.
There were some spots where a girl came out and she was like trying to do Team Extreme stuff with them, like every once in a blue moon.
It definitely wasn't her.
Okay, well either way, but she came out there dressed up looking like Lita from the 2000s, and I was like, bruh, all right, but she was looking bad in this match. But the premises of this match is she's been super kicking him for the last couple of months, and we're finally going to get a match with these two in here. Why did we need this on the pay-per-view?
On the pay-per-view, yeah, questionable. Like, they could have, honestly...
This could have been a TV show
This
match.
easily could have been a TV match.
Literally. Could have been a bathroom break match.
Well, I wasn't going to give them that. Like, I mean...
Because they didn't do anything. They didn't... The only reason why is because they didn't try to actually make it a match. It was just 15 minutes of Nick Nemeth
goofing off.
And I'm like, bro, if you gonna make them wrestle, make them wrestle.
Yeah, it was it was a questionable booking decision, to say the least. Very questionable. All right. And so that is definitely one of those ones I was like, all right, guys, what are we doing?
And especially with the pin.
And the other, and now, because I don't know when this change happened, but it's also not a unfamiliar situation in the indies where we have
intergender matches,
these intergender matches, guys versus girls type situation. And I'm not mad at it. It is something I think I myself have to get used to.
It can be done appropriately, and I don't want to keep bringing up Lucha Underground, but they were notorious for doing it and still making both wrestlers credible.
And make them look strong.
Yeah, they still made them credible because, again, we can go back to Chelsea Green versus Penta. That everybody wants that match for a reason because we can see the potential behind it. It is there. Sexy Star against any of the Luchas back in the day, credible matches. And there's places like GCW that do it. They do it and still make the wrestler look credible. And it's not no joke like, oh, obviously I'm overpowering you. Like, yeah, there's gonna be those moments. But then the female wrestler will come up adversity and do her shit, and then she's kicking ass.
Yeah, so it's like, it can be done. And I've seen where they've done it relatively well on TNA.
Have you seen that Penta versus Chelsea Green match?
I've never watched it in its full. I've seen bits and pieces, so I'm aware.
You see how crazy the shit was.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, so.
But how you were saying, like, it can be done. It can be done well. It was not executed well tonight.
Definitely,
it was not.
It was definitely your typical.
It was actually, yeah. It was kind of
Vince McMahon shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, like, oh, the girl's got to fight the guy. The guy is so much more stronger than the girl.
Put him in a chokehold and.
Yeah, it was. They missed the mark.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because once again, I have seen girls on TNA body dudes.
Yes.
So it's like, why did we regress right here?
Yes. Why did we pull a Vince McMahon era type match? I don't know. Next one's the Hardys versus the Righteous. I think his name is not Vincent. What's the other guy? Is it Duke? Is it Duke or Dutch or something like that?
I think so.
Dutch. Him and this tongue flick thing, bro. That's Diddy Party shit, bro.
He kept doing that during the match. I'm like,
Diddy Party maximum flavor, and he's wearing all white, and Diddy Parties were all white. I'm just saying, it's very much Diddy Party activity, sir. Yes, boy. And you doing it after every move too? Oh man, you just missing baby oil at this point. And it's called the Righteous, almost like a hippie group. Come on, bro.
I've seen the Righteous before. I think they've always been on TNA.
Yeah, Vince has always been on TNA. I remember his dreads from no matter what.
It's like in the past I thought they were like a very dope eerie team kind of thing. Yep. And now they're coming back right now. I feel so. I think to me the match was cool until that ending. The ending was questionable to me.
Here's the part that fucks up the whole ending. Yes, the build up is we're fucking with the Hardys. We're fucking with the Hardys in an in-ring perspective. Then we start involving kids. And we start pulling up to your house and taking photos. We know where you live. We know how we in there, right? You saw that in the package. So this means this match, these niggas gotta die. That's the equivalent. You know where my kids were. You're on my kid. This is the equivalent. You gotta get fucked up. Which Matt Hardy was on that time. He was on it.
He was.
Because whenever Vincent started like, please, he was like, no, like the fuck. So like, but just a twist of fate and a swanton. That's it. That's how you finish it.
So I feel as if like, as far as with what you're speaking
Pointing
on,
yeah.
Like, I feel that because it's a regular match and you don't want to get disqualified type situation, I feel the amount of things that they did and the punishment that they was kind of going to was justified because like they can only take it so far in a regular one-on-one match or in a regular tag team match. But I do get where you're coming from because like they definitely should have been a bit more on their demon time ish because of because they crossed the line, no pun intended. But the part that I would say that was, or the part that I'm questioning is just that part was a little weird. Like this is what we wanted. We wanted to feel pain, and I'm just like. It was just very like it was so left field that like, nobody knew what was going on. Like the Hardys looked like they were confused as shit. Like we're gonna continue
y'all
this
into
match.
this BDSM shit. Y'all
then like the crowd was kind of like I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's building up to the rubber match.
So now they're easily going to fight again. All right, it's probably because. The only thing that, at least what I'm getting out of this, is the fact that they're going to go and there's going to be more foolishness probably to ensue.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And so it just felt weird and it looked weird. And the way that everyone reacted just aided to the weirdness of the situation. Because it was like.
We wanted to take a W? Is that what you're telling me? You wanted to take a W. Got it.
So it was like whatever the angle they're going at, to me it fell flat.
It was your first tag team match as the Righteous coming back, and that was what you gave us.
Yeah,
that's also another thing too. But yeah, no, wasn't a fan of the match. Get it out of here. Then we had that triple threat, which by the way, I was watching somebody who was talking about the build up to this, and they kept calling Cedric Alexander Chris Bay, which I was like,
Chris Bay.
I don't know how I feel about that, bro. And he kept looking at the card, and even he popped in the card and says Chris Bay. I'm like, that is Cedric Alexander, sir. So like, he may have dreads, but that is not Chris Bay. You see what I'm saying now? I was like, little that, sir.
So I, out of all the matches on this card,
Leon Slay was supposed to be in this match, by the way.
yes, this is the match I have the biggest gripe with.
Yeah,
like this, like I can excuse the whole card, but this was dog shit.
Yeah, no.
And let me explain why this is dog shit, okay?
I'm ready. My body is ready.
Chris Bay or a Cedric Alexander, or a special deep cut, my boy Delgado, okay,
or Trick Williams.
Trick Williams' shorter brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to my homie Delgado though.
Yeah.
But he is the number one contender for the title. Okay. WWE cooked TNA and kept their champion, their biggest star right now, from being at this pay-per-view. So now Alexander has to wait for his number one contender match. So as a consolation prize, so that he can at least just be on the pay-per-view and have a match, he goes up against Moose, who, if I'm not mistaken, is the person who he beat to get the number one contendership. Okay?
I'm gonna let you finish, but I ain't gonna lie, there's a special part about this match I really enjoyed, but go ahead.
So he has to face up against Moose, and then ex-TNAer who is full-time WWE star.
But they didn't want to put the NXT logo on that nigga. I saw that in the card, bro. I was like, bro, put that NXT on him, bro.
Well, that's the thing. Joe Henry, he shows up at NXT, but he is a WWE star.
Yeah.
He is main roster.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought he was NXT.
Yeah, no. He's been playing.
Well, they just put that WWE logo on that.
I mean, he's been playing around in NXT still, but like
that WWE logo.
Let me put it this way: he shows up on NXT, but he is getting paid WWE main roster money.
Okay. Get your bag, sir.
He is main roster contract.
I may not be a huge fan, and I also took a moment too to realize what I don't like about Joe Henry. And we'll get to that. Well,
I see you, Toad.
Not Chris. Oh, not Chris Bay. But here's my issue with this match, real quick. And there's one blessing thing. I came to the conclusion what I don't like about Joe Hendry. He just looks like a dude to me. His gear doesn't give anything that appeals me. It's just white and blue. And compared to the men in the match, by the way, you're looking at Cedric Alexander and Moose, who to me look like talent. Mm-hmm. Joe Hendry just looks like a dude.
I mean, that is a fair assessment on why you don't care for Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's not the whole gimmick of him in the song. It's just he just looks like a dude.
You don't like. It's one of those things that the way that he looks does not fit the role that they're putting him in.
Yeah,
as a superstar.
Yes. It's like there something else needs to draw me about, because like his gear, he wears the same gear every time. He doesn't change anything. That's why I just like he doesn't have any swagger to me. He's just a dude. Who in the song is like, to me, all of him.
It has a lot to do with him, and I think I mean that, which overall that's fair. But that's not my problem with this match.
Oh, no. I'm just letting you know what my assessing the situation, me saying I don't like Joe Hendry, that is probably why. But continue on.
What kills me on this match is the fact that, because Cedric, for all intents and purposes, leading into this pay-per-view, he's been big ups, my boy.
Yeah.
You know, he's been getting his comeuppance, he's been getting his W's and all this other stuff, right? My problem, number one, is the fact that this match has to happen. This triple threat match. My second problem is the fact that we go through this whole match, and the number one contender is the one that takes the pin.
Oh, yeah. Joe Henry got the dubs.
Not only is my problem that the number one contender, who was originally supposed to be fighting for the title at this pay-per-view, takes the pin, but the number one contender, who they've been pushing up to this point, loses on this pay-per-view, taking the pin from a WWE superstar in Joe Hendry.
You know what? WWE said, yeah, you could borrow him, but that nigga got to win, though.
Why did Joe Hendry, the WWE superstar, have to go and beat the TNA star, who is the number one contender?
I see the cut now, the deep cut
for the X Division title.
The deep cut.
That's not here right now.
That's a deep cut.
As a matter of fact, the X Division title is on SmackDown, getting pinned by a WWE superstar.
That's even worse deep cut. I was just going to the first
No,
one.
We're going all the way.
Whoa.
Oh! TNA is sitting in the corner. Listen, their TNA is fully clothed, sitting in the corner, watching their superstars get boned.
In the chair, in the hotel. That top level, just...
This is TNA right now.
Yes, sweetie. I hope you're having fun, sweetie.
This is TNA. Just...
And WWE's looking at you in the eyes, just...
You like that, TNA? You like that, TNA?
You gotta put the Hunter voice on, bro. That's crazy. Bro, that's crazy.
It's all part of the show.
AEW. Tony's like, hey, yo, I brought the honey packs. Oh, it's TNA here. Hey, yo, here you go, WWE.
Tony Khan said, I brought the honey packs.
Brought the honey packs.
It's all part of the show.
TNA's just gonna watch.
It's all part of the show. Are you entertained?
Oh, wait. Then he looks at this. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Looks at TNA again. Says, I said, are you ready? That's wild. That's wild.
This was the biggest gate. This was the biggest gate.
Oh my God.
It is at this point, I'm just like, man, leave TNA alone, guys. Just let TNA live.
All right, so let me talk about the one thing I enjoyed that was it was a comeback moment for me. So the first time I was ever introduced to Cedric Alexander and Moose was at Ring of Honor 2016.
Mm-hmm.
They had a feud against each other. And this is when Moose was full on football. And that was the first time I was ever introduced to them. To see them both finally back in the ring facing each other 10 years later. Oh. That was a cool moment for me as a fan to see where they have come, you know.
Oh, like getting cooked by WWE superstars?
Well, I mean, ROH wise, I mean, damn, that's crazy. Okay, so they both were ROH, and then, you know, Cedric went to WWE, and then Moose went to TNA, you know, and obviously shit didn't work for Cedric, but he came into TNA, and now he's facing Moose again. It's just, they haven't faced each other in 10 years. And as me being introduced to both wrestlers, I got introduced to them both in ROH. And it was at a pay-per-view I was watching because I wanted to see the Jay Lethal match. And they were like maybe the first or second match. And to see where they came from, where they have elevated in 10 years as wrestlers, I was like, damn, this is a dope moment.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's just too bad that Moose is the biggest loser on the face
What
of
was
the
that
planet
back
right now.
spot on the steps and being out for like eons, bro? And then here's the medical staff. Medical staff, you're not moving him properly to see the injury. You're trying to test. I'm gonna test you under here. Is it? You gotta lay him on his stomach and check the pressure. He's laying on the injury. Get him off the injury. Lay him on his side? Something. This is how I was like. And what is the president doing there? Why do you gotta be here right now?
Yeah.
You about as bad as Tony. Actually, a little worse.
No, at least listen, Tony, he knows how to stay off TV.
Before he did, but now he's fixed that shit. This is why I say he's early Tony, because Tony was everything.
But I mean, but even with that, like that part, I don't pay much mind to that piece because like
I did,
because like let me put it this way, the reason why I don't pay any mind to it is because the medical staff across the board is garbage.
No. The reason why I say that is because there was such a pause to the match. The match like completely halted, as if, oh shit, do we have an X? And then like Cedric and Joe are like, but they supposed to be fucking wrestling. They're just, oh shit, Moose. I don't know, bro. And that was like 3 minutes of just him. Then it was like, I guess we can fucking keep wrestling. And then they go back in the ring. So I was like, why did we immediately pause?
I mean, once again, like that part didn't bother me so much.
That bothered the fuck out of me.
Because yes, it's
small details for me.
It's been, well, see, that's the thing though, because like that's kind of sort of been like a card that has been being played a lot recently. The fake injury type situation, or the injury spot. Like there has been a lot of those. Honestly, just within the last 365 days, there's been a lot of that spot.
Okay.
And so it's like,
Okay.
Sure, maybe they did not do it as good looking. Maybe their medical staff is a little less.
He wasn't medical staff. It was somebody in the back.
I will say their medical staff might be a little less competent than the WWE medical staff kind of thing. When they come out there and they're like, "You good?"
They actually get somebody from an EMT.
So it's like it is what it is. I don't pay too much mind to that.
The match
But
was
this
still asked.
Hook activity, however, because let it be known, when he was talking about Moose, yeah, Moose is the biggest loser right now.
He even has a losing streak, and they even talked about it.
Yeah, the biggest, blackest loser out here. I mean,
BBL?
a BBL. You said not me.
And like, got a BBL?
And then we got Alexander out here because now in my mind, right? Mm-hmm. Alexander has lost this match to Joe Hendry. Obviously, we gotta throw Joe Hendry in this match against Leon Slater because he beat the number one contender.
This was gonna be a match of black excellence.
What are those?
And then you get cucked.
Listen, bro, it ain't February, so they got time.
Let's move on.
It ain't February, so they got time.
Let's shit on this last match.
So this last match,
which, by the way, this last match, when it comes to the Texas Deathmatch rules, I don't recall them having a 10 count after a pin.
Yeah, I don't know all about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to let that out. I don't recall that.
Not AEW, TNA. They like to try and be real innovative with like some of their, not the BBL. They try to be innovative with some of their matches that they do, like doing some creative stipulations. However, I feel, this would have been a lot better if it was just the last man standing match. I feel
actually it's just part of the rules.
But that's the thing. A last man standing match, you fight till you can't get up to the count of 10. All right? In this Texas fight match that they had here, it was you have to pin the person first And then after you pin them for the 1, 2, 3, they need to stay down for 10 Mississippis. Okay? So
Even in the video game, niggas don't even do that, bro. The AI is gonna get up.
a 3 count and 10 Mississippis, because there's a difference. It's a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Yeah, it do be like that though.
3. Because this is
it do
how
be
Nick
like that.
Nemeth was counting. 4.
You gonna do all 10.
5.
You really gonna do all 10, y'all?
No, we're not going to do all 10 because we'd be here for fucking ever. Just like how this match was. Because it did not need all of that. And what kills me inside, right? Because this would have been, I feel this would have translated so much better if it was just a last man standing match. Now, maybe WWE has a patent on the last man standing name, so they couldn't call it that.
No,
I don't know what it is, but I don't know why
they
did not get that.
No, they just did it because they were in Texas.
But the extra 3 count stipulation was goofy, in
Extra
my
10.
opinion.
I feel like, honestly, here's the thing about this match too. We've already seen Kaz versus Santana. This will be 3 times.
This was the 3rd match.
Neither one of the matches were good. Okay, like Kaz is great, Santana okay, but like the chemistry of any of those matches, the first one, the second one, and definitely this third one, were not good. I just
Hold on. Let me try that again, because they only fought twice.
no, they fought 3 times.
When was
The first time was when Kaz actually won the title from him. The second time was when
the first time when he won.
he won it from
All right,
him.
sure.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
I get.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess you
yeah,
can call that
yeah,
a match.
Yeah.
Because he cashed in on him.
Yeah.
But all right, sure. Third match.
It does get registered as a match.
All right, whatever. Okay, so this match, outside of the stipulation wise, the match to me, I mean, so for me, the match was not bad, but it ended up getting cringy towards the end for me, and that's because, as you said, Mike Santana and Kaz, as far as I'm concerned, they picked up some ugly habits from AEW,
And they both did work there.
and they, finisher spam and not selling the finisher are 2 things that are poisoning wrestling as it is, in my opinion. I feel it is poisoning wrestling, and it's making the finishing move no longer matter, and that's not good.
Nope.
Like, to spin the block, or what is the other one that
Fade to black.
To fade the black, to make someone go fade to black and they stay in color is crazy to me.
No, honestly, to hit somebody to spin the block, because in hood terms, you only spin the block once. Okay? You only do that one time to make sure the person is down. And then to spin the block 3 times, you getting arrested at that point. So I'm just going off hood culture. Just going off from hood.
No, and it's one of those deals where there's a way to do it, but the problem is they did not do it. Like, I'm not mad that Kazarian kicked out of the spin the block. Okay, like, it's fair because he was the champion, kind of thing. So there's some championship resilience that kind of goes into play. These are just standard wrestling,
Unspoken rules,
quirks that happen in a match. But it's like, to not sell it the way that they do. When you get hit with your signature, that is the most powerfulest thing you have in your arsenal. When you get hit with it as the person that is on the receiving end, you need to sell that finisher so it gives it validity and purpose and reason to exist as being a finish. When you get hit with the finishing move and you get up and you act as if nothing ever fucking happened. Now, maybe I can excuse the, maybe you've like reached deep down to absorb that blow of the finishing move and you have that one last burst of energy. And the best person I can describe on that is Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
Like, he gets hit with something really bad, but then all of a sudden he has that one last bit of reserve where he can, pow, hit the sweet chin music.
But he be falling like
But after he did it, that reserve is gone. You feel the pain of the move that was so devastating. That last hit you. You're collapsing. You're dead. You're done. You're finished. You can't complete the cover. You have to. That's
why Shawn, anytime he ever did his move, he looked like, bro, that was the last bit of energy I ever had in my life. Okay?
Nah,
we start doing the fall afterwards. He was just like, fuck, I'm done.
Nah, we just pop up like nothing happened anymore.
Fuck that. I mean, this is why we always say the Attitude Era was the best one because, man, can you name a time Austin did 3 stunners in a match? Unless it was Mania.
Oh, yeah,
because whenever he hit the bitch, it was done.
The only reasons why there would be 3 stunners is because maybe the first time when it happened,
the ref was gone or something.
Because there's always the allowed that, especially when you are a main eventer versus a main eventer type situation, using the Stone Cold logic. The first time, sure, he kicks out. The second time, he couldn't complete the pin. Or he waited too long to get the pin, and so the guy was able to rest up long enough to find a way to just get the shoulder up, but the person is practically done. They're knocking on death's door. The only reason why it would happen a third time and then
the big
something,
pop.
Something else doesn't, and there's like like the match continues after that third time is because Stone Cold hit it, and for whatever reason, the dude was able to roll out the ring. Kind of thing, and he couldn't get the pin. But usually, after that happens, there's going to be some type of tomfoolery, and at that point, that Stone Cold ain't winning the fucking match.
God damn it, man! Yes. Oh my God, the tomfoolery that would stop an Austin match.
And so, in this particular case, wait, then they still suddenly like it. Undertaker is is actually kind of like one of those exceptions to that rule because he's a dead man.
Yeah, he's dead.
But not everyone's a dead man. Kazarian is not a dead man.
Nope.
Mr. Spin the Block, he is not a dead man. He is still our champion at the end of the night,
which was stupid too. Because here's the thing, you guys are showing me on paper, the guy who has technically the Money in the Bank briefcase, pretty much. The Call Your Shot title or award. Trophy, yes. And he's refereeing the match. This should be a slam dunk for him to cash in and get this belt because it's a death match. The person should have no energy after that match.
Santana was busted open, ladies.
Busted open. Okay, just hit his finish on somebody. All his energy. He's been what? Wasn't he power drive or was that Kaz? Wasn't he power drive on the chairs of that Kaz?
No, Kaz. Santana jumped off of the top ladder, not the rope. He jumped off the ladder.
No. There was a spot where there was 2 chairs and somebody got power drive through 2 chairs.
Oh, I must have missed that spot.
Okay, I can't remember if it was Kaz or just either way. Still, the devastation of the match is just examples. Okay, and it's somehow at the end of the match after my boy raises his hand, okay, and it says, "Oh, I'm gonna hit you with the danger zone,"
aka the zigzag, aka Nick Nemeth's finishing maneuver, his in the match move, his most devastating move he has in his arsenal, the move that he's used to actually win the title. He hits a man who has been fighting for at least
10 minutes,
10, maybe 20 minutes, however long that match went
backstage.
They bloodied each other in that match. He went through hell and back. A Texas death match. Okay? He should be tired. There should be nothing left in him. He gets hit with a fresh man, a person who has not taken any damage through this whole match. Gets hit with a fresh man's finishing move, and he pops up like nothing happens.
And here's the perfect thing. When he hits the spin the block to Nick, he sold it. As if he was out cold. But he just hit him with his move. Okay. Anyway, so that was when I said, man, you know, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed disappointed because that was your first pay-per-view of the year. And there was nothing to create Genesis. There was no rebirth of nothing. It was just a show. It was a show that really could have been on AMC, excuse me. But definitely wasn't on pay-per-view. Do y'all not know that pay-per-views are supposed to be like in feud matches? Like, do y'all not know that? Because like that Righteous and Hardy match didn't end the feud. And whatever this, excuse me, by the way, we can call him Mike Nemeth. I
said the Nemeth brother.
Oh, okay. My bad. Him versus Homegirl, what the fuck was that for? Cedric Alexander got cucked, and you know, your Knockouts Women's Champion didn't elevate her story at all. So like the only story was a match you put in the beginning of the show, damn near. And you didn't highlight it at all.
Also, just talking about that women's match, right? Because the other thing that did also bother me is the fact that, like, unless there's something really deep going on with this whole visa crisis, because Dana Luna should still be the number one contender for that title. But at the end, we get I don't remember what her new name is. Her WWE her WWE name was Cora Jade.
Yeah, it's
But whatever she goes by now in TNA, she comes out there talking about some. And in my mind, I'm like, but Dana Luna, what's
that visa?
What's
that visa?
What is she like stuck over there forever now?
That
Like
visa.
What are we getting at here? I don't understand. We really kind of cooking on some AEW tendencies here, cause
That visa.
we out here we're just gonna forget the fact that we had that storyline happening, brewing in the back. All right, whatever. Needless to say, this ain't been it for TNA right now. It ain't been it. It's been rough.
Batista bomb.
It has been rough, and unfortunately, everybody else is benefiting off of TNA's loss, i.e. WWE and AEW, because where AEW is just scooping up people left and right because, like I said, the Rascals are there, freaking Collision. The Rascals are backstage hotboxing, and bro. Was it
smoking?
Bro, so the way they were shown, you know, like what's the name went back there and it's like, well, I'm here to talk to the newest AEW signees. And it's like they open the door and you just see all this smoke come hazing out, and they fucking do their little fucking Three Stooges look out the thing, you know, bloop bloop bloop, and then they all come out and they're talking, and she's like, she's trying to talk to them, and she's like stumbling on her words because I'm guessing the smoke is potent, and they're all like, yeah, you know, we're here to take over, blah blah blah. And they're like, hey, you want to come in? You know, get some of this that's going on here. And she's like, no, I'm fine. It's like, all right, suit yourself. And so the Rascals, ladies and gentlemen.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm glad I don't watch Collision. Anyway,
the Rascals, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so let's talk about. Is there anything that you did enjoy about this week before I even go to Stardom?
Enjoy?
Because we got Raw, SmackDown.
Off the top of my head, I mean, I was nothing of like super importance, like nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. I have to look at my little notes that I made about this week, more so.
Raw was a show.
I will say, as far as this week goes, just to keep it easy, can't really say anything about about AEW because like everything is just. I'm not even going to get into that, but I will say, Braun Breaker losing his shit on Raw, his crash out.
Oh yeah,
that spear.
Yeah.
They got Braun Breaker looking strong right now. Like that whole segment with Braun Breaker on Raw.
Yeah,
solid.
Yeah, that's the monster right there. Bro. That's spear, the first spear alone, bro. I'm watching it with Corey. Bro, when Dragon Lee got hit.
Yeah, bro, Braun Breaker, like
I legit thought he was dead, bro.
It's crazy when I think back to way back when we had that when we first started doing the podcast and we had that conversation about spears. Boy, did Braun Breaker make me eat my words.
Well, that was a football tackle, to be honest. If you look at it from an angle,
but see, that's the thing. And that was the point that I was trying to get across way back when we had that conversation about spears.
Yeah.
It is the fact that at the time, Braun Breaker's spear was nothing special. So he does the whole 20 miles an hour thing. Cool. But like visually speaking, his spear is no better than anybody else's spear. He found his spear.
Yes,
he found his spear where if I'm looking in a wrestling game, and they have the Goldberg spear. They have
the Roman Reigns spear.
The Roman Reigns spear. They have Edge's spear. And then after that, they have spear 1 through 10. Braun Breaker's spear used to be number 5. But now Braun Breaker's spear is Braun Breaker's spear.
And it's the same animation, just name now.
Well, no. It's better. As a matter of fact, spear number 5 is still there. That. You know how back before in a wrestling game, it would be like their finisher, and their finisher number 2. Yeah, that one's finisher number 2 now. So there's Braun Breaker spear, and then there's Braun Breaker spear number 2.
Yeah.
Or just spear number 5.
Yeah. And it's the running one. Yeah.
He's figured it out now. Whenever he gets that run, his spear, to set it aside from everyone else, is when he jumps and he glides in midair for like 0.5 seconds before he makes connection. And then he connects.
And then you die. Like literally it's the point of like almost like finish him. And you literally, when he hits the ropes, the music playing, Braun Breaker wins.
Yeah. His spear is tough. And then I will also say, AJ Styles versus Gunther. That match, and the finish for that match, solid. If there was anything now, granted, I did not watch SmackDown, so I can't speak for SmackDown. But if there was anything good to talk about this week, Raw, compared to the last couple of weeks, they got their shit together this week, and they gave me something to chew on to get through fucking Darby Allin beating Pac-In and no one cares. And
so SmackDown, to me, the only highlight was the Leon Slater and Carmelo match. If you didn't watch any of SmackDown, you gotta watch that. That's the only thing besides, Trick Williams versus Matt Cardona in the Kid Wilson spot. That I don't know how he's getting over from that song, just the song, but like his whole gimmick of toxic masculinity, some of the people are getting behind that for reasons.
Listen, Kit Williams is out here doing everything he can.
Kit Wilson.
Yes. He's doing everything he can to hold it down for his homie who is getting neck surgery as we speak.
Yes.
because
No, I think he actually got the surgery.
yeah, no, the surgery's done.
Yeah.
And so he's he's got that recovery process. Like he literally got it done, I think, within like the last 2.5 weeks or so.
Yeah.
So he's been gone for a longer time before that all happened. But as well as things like, homie's gotta hold it down for his tag team partner and for himself, because with how long he's going to be out with his neck surgery, he's got to make something.
He's gonna turn on him when he comes back.
He's got. I hope not. That'd be horrible, because like it's a great tag team.
It is.
If anything, he just needs to, when he comes back, he needs to jump on the train with what they got going on and just be a team with it now.
People are already memeing and putting the belt on Kid.
Yes, I was literally at a wrestling show last night showing that photo.
And they were putting like all the belts on him.
Yes,
And I'm like,
I literally had. I should have shared it on the page.
I think I know which one you're talking about. It's like it shows him with the main title and like 3 titles, and then like
no. It's the Triple H photo where he's sitting like this, but like they just draped all the belts on him.
I'm dead.
It's that.
Oh boy, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a legendary meme though.
Is that one?
Um,
But yeah, that's really it. Because when I look at the notes I have for AEW, it's just everything is questionable. Like,
I saw the Tony and Mina spot.
Once again, everything is questionable. Even going into Collision, because once again, and like I said, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it alone, because when I get on these tangents about AEW, it's just like fuck, because Death Riders. Jon Moxley is this good guy now, but now I feel they're trying to force the Death Riders to become good guys as a whole, and the way and how they're going to do it. Watch this. How we make the Death Riders become good guys? Have them feud against Don Callis family. So tell us about Stardom.
So, with this, again, like I said before, their situations are very much house showy. Now, this show had no commentary, and they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches.
Okay.
7 matches, and it's a time span. Each match was like maybe 10 minutes.
Now, just to confirm for those who may not know, Stardom is a Joshi Wrestling
women's only promotion.
Gotcha.
And what the event we were watching, or I was watching, was called Stardom 15th Anniversary. It's their 15th anniversary show.
Oh, look at that.
And a lot of them were tag matches. There were no real singles bounce, but I feel what the purpose was, they wanted to show you the roster. They wanted to show you the roster. They wanted to show you at least tag teams from each roster, because if you go to their website, which I have right here, and for some reason, Japanese wrestling does their results better than America, apparently, because like they'll like, hey, we have it on our website. Here are the results of the matches, who lost and how they lost. It's just there. Because even when we was watching New Japan Wrestle Kingdom, when I showed everything.
Yeah,
how they lost, even photos, it just all there.
Yeah, they show how they lost, a little summary about the match.
Yeah.
What was the time for the match.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so, yeah, that
and
is a thing.
all of it's just available. So for people like us, when you're just like, oh, yeah, I need to pull up the results, it's just here.
20-minute match.
So the first match highlights what they call their high-speed division. You have Starlight Kid, AZM. We have May. I think it's
Horseshit?
No. Hoshira May.
Okay.
And then you have the opposite opponents, which are Micah. You have Rice, and then you have, okay, that's what it is. It's Micah, Rice, and then Mika Aito. And this motherfucker, which is Mika, she is a spicy character. But when you look at her as a character, she looks like she's so kawaii. She's
Very
so
much
innocent. She was the goblin in this match. She was causing the most chaos.
The Goblin.
Flipping the bird and everything. She comes out to the ring singing. similar to Tai Chi, but she's very anime. Like, WWE, y'all got to step y'all women's division up. Matter of fact, even the men's, because just watching the match and the caliber of how these women are just going. These women did not turn off the gas at all. And I'm going to have to say Starlight Kid has one of the most interesting submissions I've seen. I can't remember what's the actual name of the submission. But
what's the positioning?
She takes, was it Brock Lesnar who did this? He did the leg over
the trailer hitch, as
the trailer hitch, and then
Rhea does it too.
And then, excuse me, she triangle holds with her legs. So she takes her legs, and it takes your arm from this position. Now she has you here, and then she takes her arms, and then she just pulls you like this. So now she's pulling your leg and your arm. And then she also has her legs around your neck. So she's just...
God, it's like a crazy-ass stretch.
And technically she can pin with it, or she can make you tap with it, because both of your arms on the mat, I think. So, interesting finish. But those girls are going 10 miles an hour. 10 miles an hour. 10 million miles an hour. They're just going.
Okay.
We also have the next match, was a tag team match. We should ask somebody from CMML. And that's Olympia, who I've noticed that they do have some people with masks on here, and I'm thinking originally it was luchadors, but they're not fully luchadors. But she
bringing up Olympia. They showed her. She had a match on AEW.
Yes, she did.
Once.
I think something about. I was looking up. They mentioned that.
I remember she had a match on AEW, and I swear they was like. They showed her on there, and they was I swear they was like gearing her towards like facing somebody like Mercedes. I could be wrong, but I remember like they had like a whole thing for her type deal.
Okay.
But you know how AEW does things.
But this is where when I was getting into this match, this is where I was talking about, the belts be out here. The belts be here. So, in this match is Hazuki, and you also have, I want to say it's Kayana, and they're going against Olympia, and they're going against Furshawa Kai. I'm probably butchering the hell out of these names, and I do apologize because I'm not getting familiar with them yet. But good tag team match, 10 minutes. You know, very much showcasing the power of Olympia against two tinier individuals who have the speed and everything else to it. But I would definitely recommend watching this match. Don't want to give you the finish too much, but because I want you to watch it for yourself. But here's what I want you to do. When you watch it, I don't want you to look up this card like I did. I want you to just kind of just go into it, because that's what I just did. Not knowing who these women are, not knowing anything. I wanted to be treated as if I'm a person who came to a wrestling event and I'm asking, like, you know, I'm not getting a chance to do it. I'm just like, who is this? Okay, who what are you selling me? And it made the wrestling where I could not take my eye off it. I don't know what was going on or what about these matches got me to this point, but I just could not take my eyes off it. I was trying to do something else while watching, because you know how you're trying to get your notes and you're doing all those things. I was just like, I can't even do the notes. I just want to keep watching it, because it was just appealing. It was appealing how the wrestling flow was. There wasn't really moments where you just felt like, okay, this is filler. Everything felt like it had a purpose. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, essentially, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I also feel a lot of that stems from the fact that, because with the type of promotion that Stardom is to a certain degree, at least through my lenses,
Yeah.
I feel like, for all intents and purposes, Stardom is still a true blue indie promotion to a certain degree. Like, they're not on a big corporate level like the big four. And so when it comes to indie promotions, wrestling wise, to me, the wrestling is always going to, usually, I would say 9 times out of 10, when it comes to an indie promotion, and especially when it's an indie promotion on this particular caliber, where they definitely have the better of the best type people,
Yeah.
not like the low end indies type
Yeah.
situation who are still trying to find their way upwards. But it's like when you have that, they are indie promotion equals they're fighting to get recognized.
Okay.
And when you're fighting to get recognized, you hit harder and you perform better. Which is why when you say the fact that, WWE women's division and guys division, y'all got to step your game up. The difference between a Stardom and I would almost even possibly say not so much in New Japan, but still in that same realm. Stardom, you are still in a process of making it. When you get to a promotion like a New Japan, you have made it. And that's the reason.
But that's the thing, though. Stardom is the equivalent of a New Japan in Japan. Because, again, as I told you earlier, there's JTO, Just Tap Out, which is a Joshi wrestling promotion. But they're not as majorly acclaimed as a Stardom. Like, I'm not able to get content to them because I don't know how to get it. There's, Noah is apparently now on that one particular website. But I try to watch that. They do have a Young Lion system, I believe. And I noticed that the first couple of matches was just like, okay, 2 Young Lions versus 2 main talent. My brain immediately says, well, I can't really grasp this too hard because normally it'd be main event talent and Young Lion. Main event talent, Young Lion. This is main event talent, Young Lions. Who the fuck you think is going to win?
So then I'll keep it compared to like, because unfortunately with the way that some things kind of work and whatnot, especially with what you're saying, like New Japan, because like I would say a lot of the Japanese wrestling spots, even though New Japan is definitely a bit more of a higher caliber, or at least in my eyes, it's like they are still very indie.
Yeah,
and so it's like there is, and because of the fact that when you look at those the big four, New Japan, for all intents and purposes, is definitely in that fourth. Well, I mean, fighting for fourth place with TNA at this point, but.
Another thing is, since you're saying it's indie, another part of it now brings to the fact that yes, we did mention this before. You really have to sell with your wrestling because your wrestling tells your stories, not the backstage angles, not the this and that. It's really your everything is you tell your story in the ring through your matches. Mm-hmm. So I think that, again, with what we're getting a story currently as a wrestling fan in the States, it's very difficult to sometimes grasp to certain things because you give me so much bullshit of like, well, why should I care about that if last week this happened here? Just like going off of the Hardy Boys in the Righteous situation. To me, that was deflated because, okay, they have now crossed the line, no pun intended. And then you have this moment where they were like, yo, this is what we wanted. We wanted the pain. And we're like...
Now, see, another bit that I can also kind of like, put into play with this is, especially when it comes to Japanese wrestling versus Western wrestling. Number one, yes, if Stardom is seen as being equal with New Japan falls in the 4th place category, relatively speaking, okay? Therefore, people on Stardom, they are indeed still fighting to get to a higher spot. They want to get noticed by one of the top 3 brands, okay?
Oh, so like almost like how NXT is to us in America at one point.
kind of sort to a certain degree.
Black and gold.
It's one of those things where it's like people who are in Stardom, they have something to fight for, because the people who are in Stardom, for all intents and purposes, they probably don't necessarily see like, I'm going to make my career here in Stardom and I'm going to retire here in Stardom.
I want to go to America or something
I
like that.
want to go somewhere else and do what I'm doing and make a lot more money than I'm doing here in Stardom, because Stardom only pays so much. Now, sometimes that would mean, maybe for them, going to New Japan. I don't know how much they pay.
New Japan's all guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that they were all guys.
You'll never see no women on there. They do have a women's championship, but like it's normally all guys.
Hey, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because that's why Joshi wrestling is its own category. And then there's so with Japan they have shoot style, which is what like a lot of back in the day, I can't remember what the promotion was shoot style. Then you have New Japan with the strong style, and then you have Joshi. Joshi is all women. So they have promotions that are just all women because they just separate their
keep
promotions. Yeah, they just keep it all men, keep it all women.
So if that is the case, that doesn't change what I'm saying though. But with that being noted, then it's like, so if that be the case, if Stardom is the tippy top of women's wrestling in Japan, just to say it, right?
Yeah.
If that is the tippy top in women's wrestling in Japan, but then these same women are looking at the road that Io Sky, Asuka, Kairi Sane took, and they're seeing all that money that they're making over there in America, they are fighting their asses off because they want to sit at that table in WWE or in AEW kind of thing.
My worry in situations like that too, because it's like they do enjoy foreign talents, but I don't see a lot of that happening over in WWE as much. Like maybe I could see more of like Joshi wrestlers in AEW, but like they kind of already got an EO, and the way WWE is, they're like, we already got one. Do we need two?
But even then, that is
a goal.
That's
a goal. Yeah,
but it's because that whole bit that's a back burner issue, and that's not what they're looking at. But they're looking at the fact that I need to perform my ass off, so that in that particular case, when they get tired of Io Sky and they don't feel like Io Sky's cutting it no more, maybe they can bring in a new one.
If she goes over there, man, that's the thing about that.
And so it's like they are, as everyone who is in a indie promotion, they are fighting to get to that top 3 company stage. They are wanting to get on that stage. And if they have to get to that stage by first breaking in the TNA, then so be it. Because once you can get into TNA, you're on TV and your star value is going up higher. And then the next step after that, currently after this week, clearly is AEW. Once you get to AEW, man, your star is going to get even more higher. And of course, that final boss of a company, WWE, that's where you make all of your big money. And then once you get to WWE, your star is shining. And at that point, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Because once you leave WWE, you can go anywhere in the universe and make as much money as you damn well please. But until you can get into one of those 3 upper echelons, you just gotta wait and you gotta fight your ass off like how they're doing in Stardom.
You know what?
Because let me put it this way, we only find out about Stardom
because of Saya.
Because of the people who left Stardom and showed up in one of the big 4 companies.
But here's the thing.
Am I lying?
You're right, but here's the thing. We never really, did you know? Because when I first met Io, I first met her in Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. I didn't know she was part of Stardom then. Didn't know anything in relation to Stardom. I just thought Lucha brought this Asian woman over here. No offense. But, whenever that happened, I didn't think about where she came from before or whatever. And then when she goes to WWE, I didn't think about like where did she come from? Where like WWE does not have the means to let you know where a person comes from, to look back at who they are. You kind of just had to know just from watching them. And AEW with their relations with people and somewhat TNA, they'll let you know where they came from, so that way you can understand who they were previously. Because I didn't know Io Sky was Io Shirai in Stardom. I didn't know that.
Well, I knew that only because she was Io Shirai when she came to NXT. And when she went to NXT, they did bring up the Stardom stuff.
I didn't know that.
And so it's like, but I mean, granted, WWE does famously not talk about a wrestler's past.
Yeah, because they're like, we made you.
Because, for all intents and purposes, yes, Io Shirai had a past. Io Sky has only a current in WWE. And that's usually why that goes. So it's like, Matt Cardona, he had a past before he came to WWE the first time. But when he came to WWE, his past did not matter, and he was Zack Ryder. And so him coming back as Matt Cardona means that WWE is deciding to allow his past to be canon because he is no longer Zack Ryder anymore. That would be like if Dolph Ziggler comes back to WWE and he comes back as Nick Nemeth. That means they are allowing his past to be something important or to be noted when he's in WWE type thing. Because otherwise, he just come back to WWE, and when we look at his championship records as Dolph Ziggler, he's been the World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion, and all that good stuff. Yes, he's held the World Heavyweight title. Don't look at me like that stupid.
I don't remember that.
Wow, fuck you, bro.
I don't remember him holding the World Heavyweight title, my nigga.
Yes, he had it.
That might have been around the time I couldn't watch wrestling.
He had it when he was rocking around with AJ Lee and Big E. That's when he had the belt. He cashed in for it.
You mean Dolph Ziggler, not Zack Ryder.
Oh, did I say that wrong?
Yes, you did.
Oh, my fault. I
was dead ass like, when did Zack Ryder win the heavyweight title?
I'm sorry. No. That was Ziggler. I was talking about Ziggler.
Yeah. I think it's because you got Ziggler and Zack.
Yeah, that's really what
I
it
was like, what?
Ziggler and Zack kind of messed me up. I mean, granted, Zack Ryder did have the United States champion.
Yeah, he did. That's why I was like, I was mad confused.
But yeah, no. But in that particular case, like they would acknowledge those bits kind of thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to if he comes back as Nick Nemeth, they will probably still acknowledge his Dolph Ziggler stuff, but then they're also going to talk about his TNA run.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
So my brain that time heard something different. So go ahead.
But
anyway, so I mean, at the end of the day, then if that's the case, then yes, if you are going to watch this, you're going to watch really good wrestling, because obviously they're trying to get to that next level. And I'm not going to take it away from you telling you to watch Stardom. I'm not going to take it away from it. How about this? If you're going to watch WWE, this is where you're going to watch the megastars, the people who should be megastars.
Should be.
Right? Should be. AEW is where you should be watching apparently the best wrestle, but with no megastars.
Which is 100% true.
Except MJF. But, and then you look at TNA, who's technically supposed to be the second best promotion now, or in the future. And they have nothing. Not good wrestling or megastars. Except like 2 matches out of that pay-per-view was good matches.
I think the one thing that TNA should have is
the X Division.
Is, as they call themselves, Impact Wrestling. The one thing that I think that they do kind of, I mean, I believe deep down my heart of hearts, TNA still has the ability to have that impactful wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Because
I think that's the 2010 you was trying to hold on to TNA.
No. Because it's still there. It's just the fact that right now I guess it's camera shy. Because before they got the TV deal and whatnot, because before they got the TV deal, like it was there. There, like when they went from Impact Wrestling back to TNA, like they was feeling like TNA again at that time, and then they got into this partnership, and like the impact that Impact Wrestling, because that's the best way I can describe it, which is what TNA has kind of sort of always embodied. It's still there. It's just like I said. Right now, it's camera shy, and they're
No, we want to show that already.
like they are. Yeah, they are hurting. I think it can still be there, but the problem is I don't know if it is enough to overcome the place where the best wrestle right now. And especially after the Rascals showed up there with their, smoked out room, is all like, we heard that this was the place where the best wrestle. So why not we come here and wrestle? Like, all right, well, we'll see what TNA does this week.
I guess, like I said before, when you look at those situations and those bias to WWE, AEW, TNA, New Japan, Stardom, what the kind of wrestling you want, you go to set promotion. I think it's because we are Americans and we were fed WWE, ECW, WCW back in the day. We were fed a specific type of wrestling, and we go to it looking for what we've been fed throughout the years. So we only knew one style of wrestling. Until now, we have been able to branch out to different types, where you have your TNAs, you have your AEWs, you have your strong styles, you have your all-women promotions, because there is WoW. We haven't talked about WoW. I really haven't had a chance to watch WoW, because we don't know where the fuck to watch it. But like, there's so many different varieties of wrestling. And as a wrestling podcast, I think the biggest thing we got to pinpoint on is that we're going to talk about all varieties. We can give suggestions, we can give our opinions, but depending on what your style of wrestling is and what you enjoy, just know we're watching all of it. And when you're here, you're going to get what we enjoy most about each style of wrestling. We're going to complain about the things that, hey, as wrestling fans, what we have is knowledge as wrestling fans, what you feed to us and why we should care, why this doesn't make sense to us as wrestling fans, and probably what you can do to fix on it. But I think, to say the least, is whether if you watch WWE, AEW, TNA, New Japan, or Stardom, or wherever you're watching your wrestling, we just want to watch good fucking wrestling and good story. Okay, that's what we want. At the end of the day.
That is the end all be all of it all, and it's like a lot of wrestling ain't been good. This is what it is.
It's like I said before, depending on the promotion, it's almost like going in a menu screen and picking which one you want, because each one is going to do something different. And then you look at the WWE logo and it's like, 30% wrestling, 70% megastar power type shit. And then you go to AEW and it's like, yeah, that wrestling's at an 80. But that story is at a 20, bro.
I feel as if, and because of the way that Japanese wrestling works, it's like I've been in this process of trying to watch. So, as a example, right? Like WWE, we know what good WWE product looks like.
Yes, sir.
We have seen WWE be good. We've seen it be exciting. We've seen it be enjoyable.
Hell, that's why we're here.
And so, because we know what good WWE programming looks like, when we watch on SmackDown and Raw and NXT and everything in between when it comes to WWE, when we watch it and we're all like, yeah, it didn't live up to what I know they can do, that's when it begins. That's when it sucks. With AEW, sure, they're a young company. They're the youngest in this bunch of wrestling companies that we have. However, We have seen good AEW wrestling. We've seen good AEW product. We know what good AEW looks like. We have not been getting good AEW for a very long time right now. And that's why we call out their bullshit of how bad it has been. Because for it to be bad, it had to have been good at some point before. It had to have been good, and it was. A lot of people pinpointed that around that time when CM Punk was there, but we can debate on that if we really wanted to, even though that's true.
I mean, shit.
We've seen good TNA wrestling. We know what TNA at least had the potential to be, because there was a time where TNA, people was preferring to watch TNA over WWE.
Cross the line.
And now they're getting cooked, and I feel as if that's not completely their fault, and I need them to do better.
Yes.
But once again, we know what good TNA looks like, and right now we are not getting good TNA. We even know what decent TNA looks like, which is what we have been getting, and we are not getting decent right now. And so when you look at going over into the New Japan area and, you know, the Japanese wrestling, because I'm still new to it, I'm figuring out what is good Japanese wrestling kind of thing. Because it's a different grading card over there. Because I can't watch Japanese wrestling and be like, all right, let me see how this story is going to go. Let me see what this backstage segment is. Let me see if that falls flat or da-da-da. No, it doesn't work that way over there kind of thing. Now, if I were to, like, if it comes down to the fact that, okay, we look at Stardom, and it's like, man, they got some banging wrestling. And if it's one of those things where it's like, all right, so I have to just truly base them on their wrestling kind of thing. Once I get what it is and I understand what is good Stardom, good New Japan.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like, once I understand what is good New Japan wrestling versus shitty New Japan wrestling, then I'll be able to judge it and be like, all right, this shit happened in New Japan is not it. But of course, I'm a young lion in the Japanese wrestling area, and so I can't cast my judgments. Give me 6 months.
I can somewhat cast my judgment of New Japan.
Give me 6 months, and then I can say whether or not if New Japan does stack up to the rest of these companies, or is New Japan
Let's assess it by the end of the year.
like a over glorified indie wrestling promotion. Because I don't want it to be that, but a lot of people want to say that it is, and but that's where I'm at with it at the end of the day here.
I think that's a great way to end off the episode, to say, man, like, we had something dump on us yesterday with Genesis, and
Lord knows.
Raw and SmackDown were okay. AEW questionable. And
there's nothing questionable about AEW. AEW is bad.
Okay,
right,
so is TNA and AEW both in this shit sandwich?
Yes, okay. But AEW is a high class restaurant shit sandwich right now.
So then TNA is great value.
No, they're low value.
Oh, okay,
now,
okay.
With what's been going, because once again, just to put it plainly here, AEW is only where it's at because they got money. If you take the money away from AEW, after what TNA has currently displayed, just based off of this week, all right? Not talk about what's happened in the past for TNA, not even talk about the build-up for TNA. Because the build-up that TNA has had up until this point when they got the deal, one could say that, oh, snap, they're about to beat AEW. But AEW heard that shit, it's like, nah. Hey, what the bank account look like right now? We got how many M's in the bank account?
How many B's?
All right, cool. And we're having a good season with the Jaguars? They're raking in that much too? All right, cool. All right. We're going to buy their roster. Give me all of their good people. Send the contracts. because I heard they're up. They can't match our shit. And so they're bought. So they've been bought. And so TNA out here just like, can you please stay? Please? And they're not staying because TNA ain't matching the money. Therefore, TNA is getting rammed right now. So it's hopefully this new week can give me some kind of hope for TNA, because this week has made me be like, damn, I invested this much time into y'all for this? For this? I'll just watch AEW if that's the case.
I mean, that ass though. But I think I don't got anything else to say besides, man, TNA do better. AEW, you can be better. WWE, you're trying. You're trying, but put a little bit more effort in. Just a little bit. You're like almost, but
WWE is almost a decent show again.
yes, almost a decent show again. And I'm just going to keep watching New Japan and Joshi just because it's fresh. It's new vegetables. You know, it just came out. And again, as always, guys, if you like the content, please be sure to choke slam that like button, tombstone the subscribe button, because we're here every week with new content. As we are the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast, you always must know the ring is sacred. The questions are real. The destruction is always guaranteed.
And may I add real quick, for those who watch this, the pre-recorded, if you want to watch us do this live, you got to follow us on TikTok.
Yes, follow us on TikTok, and hopefully we'll be able to do it on Instagram too. As well, wherever you're listening your podcast, whether if you're on all streaming platforms, remember we are all on streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube, as well as Apple Music. We out here at Amazon Music, wherever you're getting your podcast, we are on all streaming platforms. So, again, as always, it's your host who likes to post, the Mazaku.
And it's your boy, Swag Switch in the building.
And until next time, we'll see you guys later.